The experiments were not carried out under proper control conditions.
Yeah, control conditions. Those of us born different feel real safe in your hands. Complete inspection of all body orifices, Faraday cages where we're locked away like animals. And you're surprised that Silver refused to subject himself to that?
No, I'm not at all surprised that he refused to follow the one protocol that would effectively eliminate any possibility of fraud.
All this sounds very convincing, Doctor, but in actual fact, telepathic experiments
No. Do not go on the defensive. Margaret, do not go on the defensive. She's going on the defensive. Can you see this? This is what she does. She goes on the defensive, and then the whole thing just...
Considerable experience investigating these phenomena.
Don't give him a name.
The chance of the existence of paranormal powers comes pretty close to zero.
She's gonna mention the bone.
You're just hiding behind
Just wait, she's gonna mention the bone. Do not mention the bone.
I've spoken to some of those supposed victims whose eyes you claim to have opened, and believe me, they don't have very nice things to say about you.
Telling people they've been victimized by these crazy ideas and then trying to get the ideas away from them, it's like trying to take a bone away from a dog. They don't want to let go.
I'm just hosting this debate. I know my place, but
how did you know that?
those who hold different views
I'm
of you as
psychic.
being dull. Yes, she did. That's
Exactly what we already...
What I'm saying is, give me proof that a photon of light can pass through a human body, and I will start to believe in invisibility. Until that happens, all we're talking about here is simple, subjective beliefs.
What do you believe in, Dr. Matheson? Do you have a transcendent view of life?
A what?
Well, you talk about beliefs. What do you believe in?
Well, I don't really see what that has to do with anything.
Well, it's a very simple question that maybe you can answer. Just asking you, do you believe or don't you?
Well, I try to understand.
Not believe. So you accept that it's possible there's something out there?
No, I didn't say that.
You're a religious person.
No, once, long ago, I suppose I was.
Long ago? And you lost your faith? What happened? What happened to turn you into this lost, lonely woman? It's just a simple question.
So just get up and walk away. It's okay for you to call us.
I mean, sometimes things get said, Dr. Matheson. It's not always fair play verbally, so anyway.
It's always the same.
I'm terribly sorry about this. We expected her to follow through with this conversation, very interesting conversation, and I hope that maybe another day she'll come back. Meantime, thank you very much for your time.
This is one of the kinder ones. What the hell were you thinking?
Tom.
Do you have any idea the advantage he has over us now? In 1 minute, we've gone back decades. We gotta investigate Silver. We gotta do it now.
Tom, I can see your
You've been
anger.
trying to keep me away from him for weeks. I'm not stupid, Margaret, so stop pretending I am.
I know you're not. He is not worth your time.
Enough! We gotta investigate him, and if you won't, I'll do it on my own. Look, I know they did a job on you, okay? I know it wasn't fair, and that stooge of Silver's played dirty, but she did it. They took you by surprise, I understand. I don't know what I would have done in your place, but here's where we are. We look like idiots. It's been over 2 years since we received a lousy private dollar, and the department funding is so ridiculously low. The only way they can make it clear they want rid of us is with a marching
It
band.
has nothing to do with the university. It's Silver.
But Silver wasn't even there!
Silver is always there. Don't you get it? He just doesn't get his hands
No,
dirty.
we gotta investigate Silver, and we gotta do it now.
Tom, sit down. Just sit down. Please? This is how he does it. He did it to me, and now he's doing it to you.
What does that even mean?
It's not the first time. He knows what he's doing. We're weak, Tom. We want to be strong, but we're not. You're not angry with me. Every time I close my eyes, I see my son that day. I see David playing over there on the floor. He was so small, he was sturdy. And then he fell. He just fell over. I thought he was playing. He wasn't. He was 4 years old.
Margaret, I'm really...
Everything's all right. I write to him, because I know he can't hear me. Dear David. Silver and I were on a television show just like the one yesterday. And he was shouting. I was shouting. We were young. And then he started staring. Not at me. He was staring at something beside me. as if he could see someone beside me. You know, the way the mediums do when they say they can see an angel or a dead relative next to you. Now, I wasn't surprised. I was expecting theatrics, so I was prepared. I see a boy by your side. I see a blonde boy. Do you know who that might be, Margaret? Has a boy close to you died? I didn't answer. I couldn't speak. I was so frightened. And he kept going. This boy is asking you to let him go. He says, you have to let him go. It's his time, and you won't let him go. Now, did I denounce him as an unscrupulous fraud? Did I tell him that my son was still alive? Did I say anything in front of those millions of people who were waiting for my answer? No, I didn't say a thing. And you know, the one thing I can't forgive, and I hate myself for feeling this. I hate myself from the moment I wake up in the morning to when I close my eyes at night. What I can't forgive is not that he dared to use my son, my sleeping sick son. What I can't forgive is that for 1 second, and it only lasted a second, I thought it might be true. He made me doubt. And everyone could see it. He's dangerous, Tom. Stay away from him.
What can you really know? What can you really trust? What are your doubts? What are your certainties? What do you call truth? When you look at the sky, what do you see? Shadows? Reflections? Distant echoes? You see the moon as it was more than a second ago. You see the sun as it was shining 8 minutes ago. But what do you really see? Can you trust your eyes? Can you trust me? We can go forward with lies, but we can never go back. You are cured. Go in peace. I never felt proud of being what I am. I didn't choose it. I didn't ask for anything. Why was I chosen? Who singled me out? You're asking yourselves the same questions right now, at this very instant. I can hear you. James Lidenbrock. James Herbert Lidenbrock, stand up!
Margaret?
Margaret? Margaret, it's okay. It's okay. Come on. Help! Help! What are you doing, Margaret? It's okay.
You gotta wait here. As soon as we know anything, I'll come find you. Do you have any relatives?
Well, a son.
Can you let him know? As soon as we know anything, I'll come find you.
Hey. They told me you were here. How's the doctor? Is she all right?
I don't know. They haven't told me anything.
Jeez, what happened to you? You're hurt.
Wasn't with her. Wasn't with her. Was at the theater with Silver. She told me not to go. I said horrible things.
What's the point of keeping me here like that after all this time?
Every science has its corresponding pseudoscience. Psychology has its flip side, parapsychology. Medicine has acupuncture and homeopathy. Astronomy has astrology. I've had personalized birth charts made for each one of you based on your individual dates of birth. If you could open the envelope, please, and study them carefully.